Hello everyone, my name is Nish Parekh.
And my name is Kim Dunbar, and we are both on the IBM Watson Partnership Program team. And today what we wanted to do is really talk to you about what IBM means when we say cognitive computing, the journey that the Watson Group has taken since it launched in 2014, and then more importantly, how it's important to you and how you can get hands-on with the technology yourself. So to get started, I'm sure some of you are familiar with it, some of you may not be, but the first time that IBM really showcased Watson technology to the world was on the American game show Jeopardy! So if you're not familiar with it, Jeopardy! Is a show where you need to have a deep knowledge of a wide variety of topics. The host asks you questions in a very unique context, sometimes confusing, and you have to answer in a split seconds with a degree of confidence. So just a bit of backstory, IBM Research have been doing years and years of testing on machine learning and natural language processing capabilities. And kind of a funny story that we know internally at IBM is that some of the researchers were at a bar after work one day. Everyone knows Jeopardy's on at 7 p.m. So they saw this show and said, hey, wait a second, the research that we've been doing is really applicable to this kind of format. You have to be able to parse through all of this information, understand the context of a natural language question, and then have evidence behind the reason that you chose, or the answer that you chose. So they said this could be a really unique forum for us to showcase this technology. So they actually put Watson on the show. It won. It beat Ken Jennings, who was a longtime fan favorite and champion. But there really wasn't an initial intent for us to commercialize this technology. It was really just to show what we had done. But if we look at kind of how computing has changed over the years, before a couple of years ago, we were really in this programmatic era. So thinking rows and tables, columns of structured data points, so numbers, or the way that we program a phone, writing that code uniquely for that software program. But really, if you think about it, only 20% of the data in our world today is structured data points. So that means that we're not effectively taking advantage of another 80% of data, which is unstructured information, all of the text that's out there, and we're not able to make business decisions based on all of that information. So really, IBM saw this technology as a fit to leverage this piece of information.
Absolutely, and that's where our cognitive systems era comes in. And actually, that's where Watson fits in. So the question is, what really is Watson? It's always been this enigma of trying to understand. Okay. It's always been this enigma of what is it? You always see it on TV and marketing. One of our former CEOs always used this quote, and it really hit home for me because it made us realize that it's not man versus machine, but it's man and machine, and that machines will always be there to aid humans in our own expertise. So if we think about the three components of what make up Watson, you mentioned a few of them earlier, Kim. So natural language processing. That's the ability to actually have a conversation with somebody and have a computer understand that conversation. Kind of like how we're talking right now and all the nuances in my voice. If I have an accent, Watson's able to understand that. The second piece is machine learning. Machine learning is the ability to make mistakes and learn from them. We humans do that all the time. The difference is that Watson actually can remember 100% of the time every time it makes a mistake. And then the last piece is cognitive computing, which is actually the technology platform. So if we look at where we started with Watson as a research project to Jeopardy, we said, okay, well, where can we commercialize? And of course, IBM chose the easiest place to start, which is healthcare. And we worked very closely with Memorial Sloan Kettering and MD Anderson to come up with really strong healthcare solutions in oncology. After that, we said, how do we make Watson available to every single developer and individual out there? And that's how the Watson Developer Cloud was born 2 years ago. So the Watson Developer Cloud is currently 32 different APIs categorized into these 4 areas: language, speech, vision, and data insights. When you think about language, that's the core of where Jeopardy came from, and it's where a lot of our APIs sit today. So the dialogue of being able to talk back and forth, being able to understand someone's personality and emotions through language. We also have speech, so when you think of a speech to text or text to speech, Vision, how do you take images and really capture them and understand what data and insights they're actually able to provide to us. And of course, data insights itself, so taking all that data and being able to compare it to get results that you need. So with these 32 APIs, we have our partnership program, and so we take these as Legos and you put them together in different ways to come up with applications and solutions. So Kim, you want to talk about some of our partner applications?
Yeah, sure. So like Nish said, by creating this platform, we really wanted to get it into as many hands as possible. So through one of those partnership programs, and thankfully to Omnicom Health Group, that's why we're here today. So we work with a lot of agencies with digital know-how in-house who can we can enable them on these 32 different APIs, learn about their clients, learn about their own technologies, and identify these cognitive opportunities where we both can win and market together. And outside of agencies, we also do a lot of work with developers themselves, system integrators, and application providers. And I just wanted to talk about 3 of these because they are extremely relevant and successful in the healthcare space. And I want to use it as a springboard for you to think about ways that you could use Watson at your own organization as well. The first one I want to talk about is WellTalk, and I'm sure a lot of you have heard of WellTalk. They were one of our premier partners, one of the first ones into our program. And they have a type of concierge service that they provide in an app. And really what it leverages Watson to do is to provide that interaction back and forth, where an end user can ask for tips about healthy lifestyle and to improve their own well-being and wellness overall. We also have a partner called Kimberly. They have a great platform that by leveraging some of our language services and matching services, they are able to have a patient input their demographic, their location, their specific symptoms, and it matches them with a specialist in their area that's really tailored and going to provide them that personalized care that they need. And lastly, we have a partner called ID Avatars, and they already have a really great facial and emotional analysis software, and paired with our capabilities, they are able to really improve the human interaction, even though it's an end user speaking with an app, and they're able to get extremely personalized care, whether it's a medical issue like a migraine, all the way to something more complex like diabetes.
And these are 4 of our over 300 partnerships that we have. And so if there's anything to take away from this quick 10-minute talk, is that Watson is in the hands of each and every single one of you. Whether you're a developer, whether you're part of an enterprise company, or whether you're just building out a platform, application, or solution, you can take Watson, embed it into what you're doing, and take it to market. So we're open to any questions if you have any. Otherwise, on each of the tables, we have some Watson headphones for you to take home, so please enjoy them. We have more in the back. And then if you have further questions, we have a booth just on the other side, and we'll be there to take any additions.